Hello there. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. So today's sequence is a lovely way to end the day. We're going to work through the upper body and the hips, and most of it's done seated and a little bit of work just down on the mat. If you have got a block, have it nearby. We're just going to use it for one thing. But if you don't have one, then don't worry. You don't need to have it. So make sure you're nice and comfortable, and let's start in a cross-legged position. So we're going to have the right leg in front, resting the hands down onto the legs, closing down the eyes when you feel ready. Starting to just check in with the body, checking in with yourself. Whatever is here, allowing it to be here. And then just gradually shifting your focus to your breathing. Slowing down the inhale and slowing down the exhale. And if for any reason the cross-legged position is a little bit uncomfortable, you could always elevate your hips by sitting on a blanket or sitting on your block. As you stay with your breathing, think about lengthening up through the crown of the head, very lightly lifting there, without creating any extra tension, and allowing the tips of the shoulders to fall away from the ears. And then when you're ready, let's blink open the eyes. So we're going to start with a little bit of mobility and rotation through the neck. So just starting with the head, center, inhaling, and then as you exhale, turning the head to look to the right. And then inhale through center, exhale, turning the head to look over to the left. And center and to the right. Center and to the left. Just keep the breath easy. If it's not joining up with the movement, that's totally fine. Let's take it to the right, and then this time let's just hold it here for a moment. We're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, dropping the chin down, little semicircle down over to the left, inhaling, and then exhale, dropping the chin down over to the right, inhale, and then exhaling, dropping the chin down. Inhale to the left, and then exhale to the right. As we come up to the right, we're going to take an inhale and continue the circle up towards the ceiling now. And then as you exhale, dropping the chin down all the way to the right, holding to the right. Inhale, exhale, dropping the chin down. As you go to the left, let's continue the circle up, inhaling all the way up and over. Exhaling to drop the chin down over to the left. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhaling down, inhale to the right and all the way up and over. Exhale to drop the chin down over to the right. Last one, inhale, exhaling, drop the chin down to the left. As you take your inhale, up and over to the right, chin drops down over to the left, and then coming back to center. Releasing the arms down by your side, take an inhale to bring the palms of the hands together. As you exhale, take a twist to the right, left hand onto the right thigh, looking over the right shoulder. And then inhale, hands come back through center. Exhale to the left, right hand onto the left thigh, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Let's hold it here now. Shoulders dropping away from the ears, both sit bones down. As you inhale, lengthening up through the torso. As you exhale, maybe the left side of the body turning a little bit more to the right. One more full breath. And then inhale to release to center. As you exhale, coming forward. And now this is somewhere where you might want to use your block. You could bring
the block in front of you and just rest the forehead down, arms just really relaxing down, palms facing up. Or if you don't have your block, or you can come all the way down, or even stacking one fist on top of the other. Just allowing the exhale to slow right down here. And then on the next in-breath, starting to make your way back up, just popping the block out of the way. And then let's swap the legs around. Arms down by your side, taking an inhale to bring the hands up, palms together, and then exhale, rotate to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, exhale to the left. Last one to hold it here. And you could even take a little bend through that right elbow if that's available, but both hip bones stay down, just to open up through that right shoulder and looking over towards the left. Long through the entire spinal column, particularly that lower back. Easy breathing. Taking one more full breath, inhale. As you exhale, maybe there's a little bit more space, right side of the body rotating towards the left. And then inhale to release back to center. And once again, starting to come forward, maybe using your block if you would like to. Just allowing the shoulders to move away from the ears. Sitting bones grounding down. And then on the next in-breath, starting to make your way back up, popping the block out of the way. Coming into your tabletop position, just shifting towards the back of your mat, knees setting up underneath the hips, and then starting to come forward into your happy puppy pose here. Sealing down through the palms of the hands, pressing down through the tops of the feet, feeling free to close the eyes. As you exhale, allowing the sternum to release down towards the mat, but at the same time, a little bit of engagement, lifting through the lower belly in towards the spine, and armpits wrapping to face one another. And then on the next inhale, coming all the way down onto your belly, making your way into your Sphinx pose here. Feeling free to close the eyes, just allowing the legs to be pretty relaxed, feet in line with the hips. Noticing the space in the lower back, this little compression here in our Sphinx pose. And keeping the legs really relaxed, but at the same time, just a little gentle drawing of the tailbone down in between the feet, just to continue to open up that space in the lower spine. And one more inhale. As you exhale, you can come all the way down, stacking one hand on top of the other, resting the forehead down, and then give the hips a little bit of a wriggle from side to side. Trying to keep the wriggle really relaxed, muscles of the legs relaxed. Then allowing that to come to stillness. Just taking a few breaths, just lying on your tummy. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself back into your tabletop for a moment and then tuck the toes under and come into your down facing dog just for a couple of breaths. You could have a very soft down dog if you want to bend your knees. Open up your breathing. And then walk the hands back towards the feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. We're going to hang down in our Uttanasana for a couple of breaths. And you could hold on to your elbows, your forearms, or if you would like to place the forearms behind the calves and you can start to straighten the legs if that's available, feel free to go for that. And if you are going for your straight legs, try to draw the quadriceps up and shift the weight forward onto the balls of the feet. Release the head, so try not to hold the head up. And then releasing the arms if you're holding the backs of the legs. Walk out just into a sort of very small down-facing dog, and then we'll come back down onto the knees to sit over to one side. Take the legs out in front of you. And then let's set up for our Gomukhasana here. So we're going to bring the left leg underneath and the right leg on top. And we're trying to get both sitting bones down on the ground as much as we can. So we're stacking the right knee on top of the left. If this feels really unavailable for you, you could sit up on a blanket or your block or just extend this left leg long. So going for your half shoelace position here. And let's just take a couple of moments just trying to settle the hips down. And then take the left hand away from the hip and take the right arm up and over. Drop that left shoulder away from the ear. Press down through the right sitting bone as you reach out through the right fingers. And then turn the head to look back to center. Release the right arm down and then just let the head relax as you come back upright with the torso. Then continue just dropping that right ear down to the right shoulder. You can take that right hand behind the left ear, just holding it here, trying to draw the tip of that left shoulder away from the left ear. And if you want to be a little bit more active through this left hand, you can turn the palm to face forward and reach out through the fingertips. Feeling free to close the eyes. Just opening up through the side of that left neck and into the upper trapezius area. One more full breath. And then release the top hand, release the head back upright. Take an inhale and then exhale, starting to come forward just to where you can. Just noticing if there's any unnecessary effort that you can let go of here. Tuning in to any little pockets of space. And then taking an inhale, walk the hands back up. Open up the legs and we're going to take our wide-legged position just as a transition, and we'll hold it a little bit after we go for the left side. But just for a moment, taking an inhale to lengthen up and exhale, coming forward just for a breath and then walking the hands back up. Bend the knees once again, bringing the right leg underneath this time and then the left leg on top. Once again, we're trying to get both sitting bones down, so that left hip down as much as you can, stacking knee to knee, taking a moment to be upright with the torso. And then take that right hand away from the hip as you bring the left arm up and over. Drop the right shoulder down, looking up towards the ceiling. Finding your breath.
Turn the head to look back to center, bringing that top hand back down, letting the head just relax a little bit and trail behind as you come back upright, and then letting that left ear drop down to the left shoulder. Right hand comes up and over, just allowing the weight of the hand to rest behind the right ear. Opening up through that right side neck now. And maybe if you feel like you want a little bit more, turning the palm of the right hand to face forward and extending the fingertips away. Just one more full breath here. And then releasing that top hand, bringing the head back upright, taking an inhale, and then exhale, starting to come forward over the legs as to where you can. Long, smooth breaths. Just meeting any rising sensation with your breathing. Last couple of moments here. And then taking an inhale, walking your hands back upright. Let's open out our legs into our wide-legged position. Feeling free to narrow the stance if you need to. Hands behind you for a moment, pressing down through the backs of the thighs, lifting up out of both sides of the waist, inhaling. And then as you exhale, starting to come down to where you can. Again, this is somewhere you could use your block if you want to rest down on the block, or you could even just use your hands, cupping your chin into your hands, closing down the eyes, pressing down through the backs of the legs, knees and toes continue to point up to the ceiling. Slowing down that exhale. Noticing if there's any space that starts to open up. And then let's open up the eyes if you've had them closed, bringing the hands down, walking your hands up, hands underneath the knees, bringing the legs together. Make sure you're nice and warm, and then let's make our way down onto the back for our Savasana. Taking your time, if you've got a bolster or pillow that you want to pop underneath your knees, and feeling free to go for that. Arms a little bit away from the body, palms facing up. Just letting the feet fall away from one another. Just allowing the muscles of the face to relax. Smoothing out the brow. Eyelids soften. Release the jaw. Tongue relaxes into the bottom palate of the mouth. Throat relaxes. Belly soft. Just having a sense of the whole body together. With each exhale, the body getting a little bit heavier and a little bit softer. allowing yourself to rest here for the next few minutes. Please feel free to stay resting here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I'll see you next time. Namaste.